Hey everyone, Blugoblin here. Thank you for joining me for this comic book review for the following week of June 2015. I apologize for being a bit late. And if you hear any noise in the background, it's probably the cat. She's in a really crazy mood right now. Before I get started, I need to give out a bunch of thank yous. I want to give a thank you to everybody. It's a long list to go through, but I'm just going to shorten it down and just say thank you to everyone, you know, in person and online, who wished me a happy birthday the other day. It really meant a lot to me. I appreciate that. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to everyone. Also, as you can tell by what you see behind me, I am recording this from the used bookstore department of Arkham Comics. So, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. Now, this is an all DC review. I didn't get anything from Marvel this week. I didn't get anything from IDW or Dynamite or any of that stuff. This was an all DC week last week. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with a back issue. Starting off with Batman Beyond #1. Dan Jurgens. Dan Jurgens was one of the reasons why I wanted this. I was like, okay, Dan Jurgens, he's a good writer. When he wants to be, he's a great writer for DC. And I've always been a big fan of Batman Beyond. So I'm like, okay, I'll give this a try. Unfortunately, I was jumping into this without reading Future's End. I was going into this thinking, not actually knowing that Terry McGinnis is dead, but also not realizing that the man behind the mask is, spoiler alert, is actually Tim Drake. It's not, I was thinking, okay, Terry's dead, so who should be the one to take up the mask? I would think his brother Matt. But no, it's Tim, who's been thrown into the future from the Future's End storyline. I'm like, okay, I'll stick with it. I'll go with it. I was kind of disappointed that they chose to go that route, but I'm keeping an open mind and I'm diving into it in here. So what I'm gathering here is, you know, Matt's still grieving over the loss of Terry, but he's also saying, making sure Tim's not around when he says that the suit should be his. There's all kinds of, you know, typical corruption going on, and then we get to see a humongous bombshell near the middle of the book in which Tim, in which he is confronted by Superman. But not the Beyond Superman. No. The Superman he comes across is the Superman possessed by Brother Eye from Future's End. And he's like, how the hell do I fight Superman? But to me, that wasn't the biggest reveal in this issue. The bigger reveal was the reveal of a long-term Bat family character. And once I see this person appear, I'm like, that's not right. And the kitty cat's going for the camera here. But the big reveal of this character showing up at the end of the book kind of left me scratching my head like, that doesn't look right. Because this character is supposed to be a lot older than they're appearing to be in this book. I'm not going to ruin who it is, but man, so many head-scratching moments in this beginning. I'm going to stick with it because we're only one issue in. It's too soon to be really judgmental on it. It was an attention getter, I'll give it that, but damn, still kind of a head scratcher. I give it a 3.5 though. It was good for what it was. Get out of here, cat. Okay, moving on to Harley Quinn Power Girl #1 of 6. Amanda Conner, Jimmy Palmiotti. Okay, this takes place during Harley and PG's little planet jumping adventures and stuff like that. This was all right. This was all right. I I guess I should say I prefer Harley Quinn on Earth. I really do. This, some of the humor was, they were trying to get a little too cheeky with some of the humor. You know, I get it. Power Girl's amnesiac. I get it. Harley is and she's rambunctious, yet she's evil. But eh, I don't know. This didn't capture me as much as I felt like it should. You know, the comedy, all the tools that this creative team is known for, all the tools that they use to make characters like Harley Quinn work so well, I just wasn't feeling it here. I really honestly wasn't. But like Batman Beyond, it's only the first issue. I'm hoping that this series gets better as it moves along. Yet again, it is only a mini-series, so I'm not going to be too harsh on it. I was just expecting stuff to be just a little bit better than what I got. That's not saying the book is horrible. God, no. That's not saying the book is horrible, but I guess I got a little too excited for it because I do love this team. I do love Harley Quinn. I do love the main series, and I'm thinking, maybe, a kind of sort of spin-off series I thought, could have potential. It could work. But based on this first issue, it's not working so far. But like I said, it could get better as time progresses. It is what it is. I'll give it a 3. Alright, moving on to Justice League of America #1. God damn it, DC. I'll give you credit where credit is due. You got $6 out of my pocket for this. I'll give you credit on that. Good job. But how was this issue? Meh. This felt like your super standard, get everybody in the team together introductory issue. It just felt like more of the same stuff that I'm used to seeing when it comes to team titles. The first issue is always get the team together, get everybody caught up with what's going on previously, and boom, print. I didn't really get much feeling to this. That is until Parasite showed up. The stuff with Superman and the whole dead Superman bodies keep popping up and everything, that stuff was weird. But when Parasite showed up, that's when the issue picked up for me. And I'm, I don't know what it is, but the over-the-top fight scene between the team and Parasite was really good. I did enjoy it. But then the then the cliffhanger, the follow-up to that and the cliffhanger at the end of the book, it was decent for what it was. Was this worth $6? Absolutely not. Maybe a $4.99 title may have been pushing it a little. I could see where people would pay a $3.99 price tag, a $4 book. I could definitely see that. But a $5 book is pushing at $6. I didn't see it. I didn't see the value of a $6 price tag in this. However, it was a decent read. I did enjoy it. I'm willing to give this a chance, even though it is the lineup of what I call the Jeff Johns treehouse. Just get all the heavy hitters in right away. Fuck any other team called Justice League, especially the international one. Am I right? It is the Jeff Johns treehouse team. That's who they're going with, but it's being written by Hitch, so I'm gonna give it a try. But I'm not guaranteeing I'm going to be sticking with it. Like I said, it was decent, but way overpriced, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be way overhyped and probably overrated. As it is, I'll be nice and give it a 3.5. Moving on to Martian Manhunter #1. Oh my god, I wanted this. This was interesting. This was actually pretty good. I liked this. Williams, Barrows, Ferreira, and everybody else that worked on this, y'all did a decent job with this. This was actually really good. You got John Jones, you got Martian Manhunter, you know, trying to establish himself as a hero, yet because this doesn't take place in the prior 52 universe. But you have Manhunter trying to establish himself as a hero, yet every heroic deed he does, there's a double-edged sword, a bittersweet price. The people he saves see him as a monster and they tuck tail and turn around and leave. Gee, never seen that in a comic book before. But the other plot point that they point out in here was really an attention getter. I'm really interested in where they're going with this. I don't know if this is like Martian sleeper agents or what, but man, that particular plot point really got my attention. The cat is going crazy. But, shut up. But, really, really nicely done. And the last thing we see John say in this issue was, I was like, what? Really? You know that's not going to happen. But just a really solid beginning to this series. I'm on board. DC, y'all did a hell of a job with this. I really liked this. This was a great read. Maybe y'all liked it better than I did. Maybe y'all hated it, and that's fine. But for me, I loved it. I thought it was a solid beginning. I give it a 4. And you hear the dog barking. Moving on to Secret Six #3. Gail Simone and Mr. Eaglesham and oh man, this was amazing. This was simply amazing. So much so I made this my pick of the week. This was fantastic. Who would have thought Gail Simone could write a character in Catman? You know, a character who is attached to cats, is supposed to care for cats, outright claims he hates dogs, yet he's willing to stand up and protect a dog who's being abused by a crooked cop. Who would have thought Gail could write something like that and make it work and make it captivating and make it really grab me? This was good. This was really good. We're also getting, you know, the team members getting to know each other better. You know, just Catman was done remarkably well in here. Fantastic stuff. Great writing. Solid solid action, solid drama. Everything worked for me. Was it perfect? Absolutely not. Was it some of Gail's best writing? Again, absolutely not. But I just loved this issue and that cliffhanger at the end of the book. Oh my god. Fantastic. A fantastic read. Really, really good stuff. An easy 4. Maybe a 4.5. I don't know if I'll go that far, but it certainly is worth a 4 at least. This was awesome. Next up, Sensation Comics featuring Wonder Woman #11. Okay, stop me if you've heard this from other reviewers. Well, you can't stop me. I'm going to say it anyway. Isn't it weird that this series has mostly been known for great covers with interesting or pretty good stories at best in there? You know, from time to time, there have been some good gems as far as storytelling in here in this series, but there's more of kind of stories in here. You know, there's more stories than real gems. Then we get to an issue with an average okay cover, but a really captivating story. It just seems kind of flip-flopped. You know, I know this series more for great covers, with better covers than story, yet we get a better story than a cover here. I just find that a bit weird. But this was actually really good, and this is also a one issue full storyline. It's not 2 or maybe even 3 separate stories featuring the character, whereas different writers and different artists get a chance to showcase what they think Wonder Woman should be, how Wonder Woman should be told. And here we get one solid story, and that's all we get. I like Wonder Woman's look in here. Not digging the red glove look and everything, but you know, it is what it is. But in here we get something that I have definitely seen from Wonder Woman before, her acting as an ambassador, trying to negotiate peace and blah 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 and all that bullshit. But then we get to see the main antagonist of this angle, of this story. It's Ares, the god of fucking war. And I gotta admit, I love the way the dude looks in this issue. Really good stuff. The writing was decent, the action was good, the drama was good. This felt like an old school Wonder Woman story told in a modern day way, and you know what? Damn it all, it worked. It was solid, good storytelling, good action, good character development. This was a solid read. Was it perfect? But who'd have thunk it? This was just a really good read. I was about ready to give up on this series. I was about ready to, you know, make a sacrifice and drop this, you know, to see if I could make way for other titles, but damn good job, DC. You managed to keep me around on this one. Solid read. I give it a 4. We're ending this review with Wonder Woman number 41. Yeah, that right there could be my favorite Joker cover so far. Just fucking awesome. And I don't know if the camera will pick this up, but look at Diana's eye. She knows. She sees that. That's good shit. But the Finches, Finch and Finch, doing what they do good here. We get to see what Diana did with Donna Troy and the rest of the Amazons. You know, we get to see her drop her girlish look, as she put it. She puts it like, it's time for me to quit being a girl and be the woman I was meant to be, and that's where we see the new costume. And I gotta say, I like the new costume. It's sexy, yet way more conservative than the Star Spangled Bikini, as some fans put it. I like it. You know, sometimes you can go a little more conservative, go with a little more of a conservative look and still make the character look sexy, yet make the character look powerful and more respectful, and it can work. And in this case, I think it worked. At least that's just how I feel. Just really, really gripping stuff in here. And she gets called off to deal with somebody who's causing some stress or causing some dismay in the city. And he's like, oh, it's an honor to finally meet you, Wonder Woman. And that's when he like gasses her and they start fighting and everything. But the cliffhanger at the end of the issue with what this guy does at the end of the book. Oh wow. Fucking awesome. This was a great read. I actually dug this more than I did Sensation Comics, so that says a lot. This is good stuff. If you're not on board with Wonder Woman, where the hell you been? Get on board. Get the trades. Get the back issues. Do whatever you can. This has been a great series. I may have jumped on board a bit late, but I'm glad I'm on board with this. This is solid stuff. An easy 4 for me. This is good. Well, that's all I got for this particular review, everybody. I want to thank y'all for watching. Please subscribe to my main channel here, Blugoblin01. I got some more stuff to do for my Blugoblin X channel. Don't forget, Jennifer and I, Arkham Asylum Studio is still up. We just need to find something new to do for that. Don't forget my bros, the Mount Vernon Kid, Deadpoolzilla, Brandon Hex. Follow me on Twitter, @Blugoblin01. You can follow me on Pinterest, Tumblr, Facebook, or you can stick with me here on YouTube. I don't care. Do whatever you want to do. It's your life. It's your choice. Thanks again for watching, everybody. I am Groot. I'll see y'all later.